My first real experience with a psychedelic was San Pedro, with the cactus.
Yeah, I have.
Really interesting experience. So I drank this drink with my partner. And
Where were you?
Peru.
Okay. 'Cause I don't think it grows that well in England.
No, yeah.
You can grow it out here.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've heard, but it was a really interesting experience. First 3 hours, the shaman takes us to a cave because it's raining, and nothing. I'm sat there for 3 hours, nothing. I leave the cave and I go back out into the hills, the beautiful sort of grassy hills with trees and everything. And the minute I got outside, I think within 2 minutes, I was convinced, and I've said it to my team before, I was convinced that me and the plants were the same thing, and really that they were like looking at me. Mm-hmm. I was looking at them and they were like looking at me, and it was the first time I felt like I had, as you describe it, a almost human relationship, even with the grassy hills. But it was really these plants in front of me. It was like they were an audience now.
Were they the cactus? Or
no,
not?
They were just these tall plants, and it felt like they were like looking at me and trying to tell me something. And you're right, the experience I had was I totally didn't matter in the same way that I'd mattered 3 hours ago. My all sort of sense of self-importance had gone, and I was just as important as this little plant. Mm-hmm. And as you describe it, we were the same thing. And I was in awe of that feeling. Obviously, you don't forget the feeling, you don't forget the memory, but you lose the feeling a little bit.
You do. I think you do. I think you go back to baseline to some extent, not completely. I don't know. I find that I can return to some of those ways of thinking